I request you all to kindly settle down, take your seats. They're all with us for the next hour. You can click away as much as you want to later, but for now, kindly settle down, take your seats, so I may begin with formal proceedings. Settle down. I request our friends from the press and the electronic media to take their previous positions. We will give you your photo opportunity a little later. We'd like to start as of now, please. And namaskar. Good evening. To begin with, to all the students here, good evening. And of course, our friends from the press and the electronic media, Controller of Examinations, Finance and Accounts Officer, Deans of various faculties, Principals of various colleges, Heads of departments, Deputy Registrars, teaching and non-teaching staff of the University of Mumbai and other colleges of the University of Mumbai. On behalf of the Garware Institute for Career Education and Development, University of Cinema and Entertainment. I'm your host, Geetika Ganjudhar, and it is such a pleasure to welcome you one and all seated here to the inaugural ceremony of RSAs. आप सभी समय निकाल आज यहाँ आए हैं. आपका बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time out and joining us here this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, India's cinematic journey began in 1913 when Dadasaheb Phalke made Raja Harishchandra. And then the Indian film industry took a giant leap forward. And by the year 1930, we were making more than 200 films per annum. Industries, may I say that apart from our nation's greatest love, cricket, cinema, television, entertainment are our other great loves. And that is why staring at our face is this glaring vacuum. And that is why has sprung up this core need for reputable educational institutions in the fields of cinema, television, and entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are taking a very big and a very important step towards filling that lacuna. With the establishment of the Ramesh Sippy Academy for Cinema and Entertainment, we will achieve a very important and new milestone in India's cinematic journey. Once again, I thank you all for joining us here, and I thank all the dignitaries present in the joys for joining us here. We have with us distinguished dignitaries seated on the dais. We have with us Professor Sanjay Deshmukh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Mumbai. Indian film legend Shri Ramesh Sippy, Chairman, RSAs. Professor Anil Karnik, Director of GICED. Srimati Kiran Juneja Sippy, Managing Director, RSAs. Shri Ashish Kulkarni, Advisory Board Member, RSAs. Dr. M.A. Khan, Registrar, University of Mumbai. Dr. Khan, if you're here, would you please join us on the dais? He will be joining us shortly. Dr. Anil Patil, Director, Academics and Planning, University of Mumbai. Shri Rohan Sippy, Advisory Board Member, RSAs. Shri Manmohan Shetty, Advisory Board Member, RSAs. And ladies and gentlemen, the revered, the renowned, and the most respected, our chief guest this evening, Shri Amitabh Bachchan. And of course, we have with us on the dais Shri Mukesh Sharma, Director and Dean, RSAs. Vande Mataram, I bow to you, O Mother. This is a poem that Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay wrote as a part of his novel Anand Mat. It played a very vital role in India's independence movement. In fact, it was first recited by Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore at the 1896 session of the Indian National Congress. Post-1950, when India had gained independence. The first two verses of this poem were granted official status as the national song of India. The police band present here will now play the harmony for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request you all to please rise, and if you may, sing along the national song, Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. वंदे मातरम। थैंक यू ऑल। हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति में हम हर शुभ समारोह का, हर कार्य का शुभारंभ दिए के उज्ज्वलित प्रकाश के साथ करते हैं। इट इज़ ट्रेडिशन इन इंडिया टू बिगिन समथिंग न्यू विद द लाइटिंग ऑफ द सेरेमोनियल लैम्प। I'd now like to request the Honorable Chief Guest this evening, Shri Amitabh Bachchan, to please light the ceremonial lamp. Sir, I request all the esteemed dignitaries on the dais to kindly join him in doing so. A student from the University of Mumbai, there she is, will be helping the Honorable Chief Guest and the esteemed dignitaries during the lamp lighting ceremony. सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। प्रकाश के साथ इस समारोह का शुभारंभ
अच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा।
सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया कुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् इदं सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया कुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् कलाशास्त्रवाणिज्य शाखाधिरूढा अमूढा विमुक्ता विहङ्गामयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् इदं सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया
खूबसूरत समा बांध दिया इस गीत ने, है ना? Well, I have my orders to request esteemed guests who are seated to my right. There are a few seats vacant here if you'd like to take your seats here to my left. Ladies and gentlemen, RSACE is very happy to have the valued association of the
Dr. Anil Patil, members of university bodies, members of the Garware family and Garware Trust, heads, directors of university departments, principals of affiliated colleges, academic staff of the university, non-teaching staff of the university, members of electronic and print media, our distinguished guests and my dear students, a very good evening to you all. It is a matter of great pleasure to stand before you at this auspicious occasion of launch of training programs in cinema and entertainment. Mumbai University's Garware Institute of Career Education and Development was established in 1984.
Mumbai. Usually flowers are the favorites, but we decided to go with books and a memento because we are environmentally conscious at the University of Mumbai, and we also know what a voracious reader Shri Amitabh Bachchan is. RSAs. I'd request the dignitaries on the dais to join him in doing so, and our friends from the press and the electronic media. Now, this is your photo opportunity. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. Thank you, esteemed dignitaries. And I hope all of you have got your pictures, yes? All right then, ladies and gentlemen, it is now such an honor to speak about someone I consider a Goliath. So much has been written about him. So much has been said about him, you know. I think that unki abhinay ki mahan gatha, unki khyati, his tales of achievement will pass down generations for centuries ahead. I will have the pleasure of telling my grandchildren that I also introduced him at a few events. When we thought, who could we have as chief guest this evening, we couldn't think of anybody else but him. Think about it. Which is the first name that comes to your mind when I say cinema and entertainment? It is his. Yes, the government of India has honored him with the Padma Shri द पद्म विभूषण. सही में लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन लाइन तो यहीं से शुरू होती है. श्री अमिताभ बच्चन सर, वी आर ईगरली वेटिंग टू हियर यू स्पीक.
Honorable Vice Chancellor Shri Deshmukh, Mr. Ramesh Sippy, distinguished members on the dais, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all the wonderful students of the Mumbai University. I want to thank Ramesh ji and the Vice Chancellor for inviting me here today and giving me the honor and privilege of being a part of such a momentous occasion in the history of not just cinema, but also the Mumbai University. 50, 60 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, cinema and films as a profession was something that was considered infra-dig. Families from good homes and their children were never allowed to join the profession, let alone go to a cinema to see a film. I remember in my younger days, my own parents, when I desired to see a film, would go and vet the film before and then allow us to go and see the film. But today we stand here today at a very momentous occasion to find that cinema and film and entertainment has become an academic curriculum in this very prestigious Mumbai University. And I want to congratulate the Vice Chancellor and all those connected with today's occasion. All the very best. Thank you so much, sir. The speakers before me, Mr. Kulkarni, Mr. Karnik, Kiranji, have very lucidly explained what the Academy is going to do and the different kinds of programs of education that are going to be there in the art of cinema. I don't need to recollect that. I just look and hear upon all this with a great amount of envy, because in my years when I was wanting to join the film industry, I never had occasion to join any of these institutes. As Ramesh ji was saying, we learned the craft and are still learning it by being on set, and there was never any kind of formal education. I feel very honored to be here today at the inauguration of this institute, which is going to formally train and educate youngsters and the youth of our country in the art of cinema and entertainment. Sir, you asked me to be here as a lecturer for one of the classes that we're going to be holding here. I guarantee you that I will most certainly be here. But, ladies and gentlemen, not as someone who's going to teach, but I would like to be here as a student, because I'm sure that there will be a lot for me to learn from the kind of curriculum that has been designed by the advisory board. I'm particularly happy that this academy is being headed by Mr. Ramesh Sippy. Ramesh ji and I have spent many years together, and we've worked in several films. A lot of them have been quite momentous, not just for the industry in general, but for me personally as an artist. And the one thing that I've always noticed about Ramesh ji is his penchant for detail and not giving up anything until he has the perfect shot, the perfect moment in cinema, and he will not stop until that moment is achieved. I wonder if you remember a scene in Sholay where Jaya is lighting a lamp in the corridor of a home on the first floor, and I'm sitting in the outhouse playing my mouth organ, and there was a particular kind of lighting that was required for that shot. Our DOP, Mr. Divecha, was very keen that that shot be done at the time when the sun is setting. And you would not believe this, that I think, Ramesh ji, we spent almost 3 years before we finally got that shot. Because every time we would go to enact that sequence, something would not be right with the lighting. And Ramesh ji said, until we get the correct light, we're not going to film this. And we waited for 3 years for that one flash of a shot in the film. I also want to tell all the students that are going to be joining this academy that Ramesh ji is a great motivator. He's a wonderful technician, a teacher who takes care of his students. He takes care of his artists on the sets. He will provide you the perfect atmosphere before enacting any sequence. He will sit with you, he will talk to you, he will describe, he will ask you questions, he will take some of your words of inspiration or whatever you felt about the scene. He will discuss it, debate it, and in most occasions incorporate it according to what the artist may have said. These are wonderful qualities, and I feel this only goes in the making of better cinema, or creating a situation in a film that has the contribution of not just the director and the writer, but also the artist concerned. I said before that Ramesh ji is one person that really looks after his artists. On an occasion when we were shooting for Sholay in Bengaluru, we arrived for the schedule and it started raining. And we sat in our hotel room because for 2 days it hadn't stopped and we weren't able to shoot. And while we were sitting in the coffee shop of the hotel, just idling our time, we just casually mentioned to Ramesh ji, "Yaar, Ramesh ji, ye pani baras raha hai, mahol kuch sundar hai, ye kaam karne ka man nahi kar raha hai." So he said, "Kya karna chahte hain aap?" तो ऐसे ही अनचित्ते हमने कह दिया, "सर, लंदन चलना चाहिए." And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen, the next day the entire cast and crew was on a flight to London thanks to Mr. Ramesh Sippy. ये कहानी का बताने का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं एक दिन आपके यहाँ पानी बरसेगा आप भी लंदन चले जाएंगे. I just want to tell you how much care he takes for all his students and people who work with him. I wish you all the very best, Ramesh ji. It's been a great privilege, and I think that this initiative is going to go a long way in not just creating what Mr. Kulkarni described as a very important element for cinema in our country, and to make this country, which is the largest movie-making nation in the entire world, also become the largest earner of export, in a sense. We have the United States of America, where cinema, perhaps many do not know, is the second largest export earner for the United States of America after aeroplanes. If we are the largest filmmaking nation in the entire world, we should be the largest earning member in export for this great nation. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for inviting me here today. I just want to say that the initials of the Academy read RSACA. There's already an ace in this Academy, and I'm sure that Ramesh Sippy will live up to it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those words.